What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today it's another retouching tutorial in Photoshop, and this time around we'll be using the Liquify tool, doing some frequency separation and some color balancing, and then we're going to do a final touch to make the image look stunning. So if you find this content helpful, kindly like and share. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe. After that, let's jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is the Liquify tool. Before any other thing, I want to correct the position of the eyes and that of the nose and the mouth. Okay, even though she's actually not positioning very well, we just have to get it to a place where it look pleasant. All right, so let's go duplicate the channel, Ctrl J, and then I'm going to turn off this one and then select the first one, go to filter, go to Liquify. All right, so the Liquify tool, and I've actually paused the video and I did the amendment and I shifted the mouth up a little, and we can still even do more right here by taking it up, but just like that, and it's actually straight, so I can show you the before of this and after. Before, I zoom in and take it up, before and after. So all right, so we fixed a lot of things and it's actually good. We're actually good to go. So to avoid that, it actually took me a lot of time, but I just quickly want to make the video short. So this is before and then this is after, so you can see the fixing. All right, so after that we're going to go to correction of the color or skin color. So choose hue and saturation for that, and this time around I'm going to pick up the red part, pick up the end tool and select this place, and it's going to select the slider. You know this method, I've always been doing it, it's one of my go-to. So let's just pick a sweet spot for it, and this time around I want to select opposite, which is somewhere there. So I believe this is actually the place. I'm gonna take it backwards a little, and this one as well. I'm gonna make this one forward, and that's okay by me. So let's see before and then after, and we can make the skin tone uniform. I'm gonna take this one to 0 and turn it back on, and then adjust it, taking it forward, and we have this yellow hue, but we don't want it everywhere. You can see before and after. So let's hit the close button. I'm going to do one other thing, but let's just pay attention. So on this one I'm going to use the black color to clean the effects from the lips. So I'm just going to clean it from the lips like that. So I want the video short and just want to quickly, and on her cheek bone she's actually blushing, so I'm just going to clean it a little, and also this point. So it's very important the image looks natural, and that's the goal. So just like that. Let's see what other places. Okay, so on her head right here, let's take for instance she's on makeup. I'm going to leave it like that, and we're all good and set. I'm going to hit X and reduce the effect everywhere like that. All right, so after that we're going to click on the adjustment layer and then bring up the hue and saturation again. And before we do the frequency separation, I'm just going to select on the blue part, and we're going to adjust till we get the yellow hue and give the saturation to it, just a little bit of saturation. And you can actually choose between the red one and the yellow one, but I just prefer the yellow one, not too yellow, +5, and we can increase the saturation a bit. So the higher you take it, so something like this is actually okay by me, before and then after. All right, so let's create a stem visible layer. Let's see, maybe it affects the air, and I don't want it to affect the air though, but I think we're gonna erase it from the air. So let's increase the brush, foreground color black, and let's remove it from the air area, so something like that. Okay, so now create a stem visible layer, and then I'm going to do the frequency separation. So frequency separation, Ctrl J twice, color, and the upper one, texture. You all know how to do frequency separation. I'm going to click on this one and group it together, open up the group, choose the texture, turn up the color layer, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm just going to blur it. Let's see, I'll start from the beginning and increase it somewhere like this for it's actually okay. The more you blur, the more texture you get. So on the texture layer, go to image, apply image, just same settings, subtract. The layer should be color, so you're subtracting from the color preview. Just take the settings and then click on OK. That's for an 8-bit image. So I'm going to open up the group again, select the texture and change the blending mode to linear light, and then I start my frequency separation. All right, so see you when I'm done. All right, so I'm done with the frequency separation, before and after. Before and after. You can look, let me zoom in, before and after. So just the frequency separation. Let's whiten the highs and the teeth. So to whiten the height and the teeth, I like using the photo filter and go to the 1:8 and closing it, creating the black and white. And with that, I'm just going to choose some other greener filter, and that should be okay. Close it, group the two together. I'm going to go ahead and create a mask for it, and in fact the mask, take your brush tool and foreground color white, hitting X on the keyboard, and let's zoom in, and I'm going to just paint over it, not everywhere, just I'm going to remove it from this side a little bit and come to the next one, and then paint white just like that. And we can go ahead and whiten the teeth as well, making it bigger like that. Okay, so I'm going to remove it from some places like that, make it look natural. All right, so we have this, and we all know it's actually too much and kind of looking fake. Okay, so click on the black and white and then decrease the opacity a bit till we have something natural like that. That's looking amazing already. So we have the before, zoom in, and then after we'll whiten the teeth. Okay, so one last thing, I'm going to carry out the hue and saturation again, and I'm going to pick this side up. So let's see, we're selected, come on, take it up above the group, hue and saturation above the group, sorry. Okay, yeah, so we're there. Now I'll go back to where I selected, which is this one, and then turn on the slider to where I selected is selected. So let's take it back, and I guess it's nowhere but somewhere close, and then yeah, there, close. Okay, so somewhere like that side. All right, let's make it 0, and I just want to make things uniform a bit, so I'm going to take it backwards, and let's see, before and then after, boom. So I guess you did not notice that little change we made. Okay, so let's create a stand visible layer, and this time around go to camera raw filter. Yeah, camera raw filter. I like using camera raw filter, or you can do your dodging and burning with your curves, any which other way. Now here in the camera raw filter, go to the basic tab, remember highlight first to where you feel like yes, it's actually okay and not clipping. Okay, so that's, I like that side, and I can bring up the shadows a bit and take back the blacks a bit. Okay, you can leave the white the way it is. Now give it more texture, not too much, just a bit to give some clarity. I like it at 15, and I'll close that quickly. You can just take your time and do whatever you want to do. Go to the hue, and I want to make the orange, the yellow look more orange, to something like that, and the red I want to bring it up. Yeah, let's make the red look like the red, so I'll take it back closer to the red and not pink, and let's saturate the red in the photo. And the yellow, I'm going to, let's start with the orange and see if there's need. Okay, I think we need to leave the orange and saturate. Let's decrease the saturation of the yellows with the orange. Yeah, something like this. I'm going to fix that in the camera raw anyway. So go back to the hue and we make it more orange. Yeah, I guess that's okay. So let's leave that one and go to the calibration. And the calibration is going to fix things for us. For yellow skin, I like taking it forward and for the blue primary I like taking it backwards, just fix things. And the green, you can take it forward or backward, whichever suit the taste you want. So I want it like this, and we can turn it before and then after. So just a great difference. And I'm gonna hit OK on the keyboard, and then we have this, almost the same but just a little bit different, and brightness. All right, so better off than before. I'm gonna group everything together and let's turn it off. Okay, so let's do some color grading with the color balance. So doing some color grading, I'm going to increase the red, something like that looks fine to me, and let's increase the blues too to make it perfect. And we can go to the shadows. In the shadows, I would just like to add the blues a bit, and the highlights, let's tilt it towards the yellow and towards the magenta. So I'm gonna close it, and then we can see before and after on that. I'm gonna hit the two together and merge layers. All right, so this brings us to the end of the editing. So let's see our before and after. So this is our before. I'll zoom in so you can see, and this is our after, a bigger transformation, right? Yes, and these are after. All right, so guys, if you enjoyed the video, kindly like it and share. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you in our next video. Thank you once again. This is ASAS. Stay tuned.